So good evening everybody and welcome back to FTRL in association with Bristol Street Motors and Accelerate. We are back with GT action. Season 21 kicked off last night with 3 excellent races from our brand new and shiny GT3 division. And tonight we're going through the gears as we let the GT2 races on track for their first race week of Season 21. Season 21 is difficult to believe. We've been going for that many seasons now then, so here we are then, about to get underway. Lots to get through tonight, and I'm not going to do it on my own, so I am being accompanied tonight by no less than the President of the United States of America. Not Sleepy Joe, it's Sleepy Josiah. Good evening, Brad.
Wow, what an intro. That is right. Thank you for having me today, Lee. Very excited to be here for this week 1 of GT2.
Yeah, thank you for joining me, Mary. So you were part of that debut week of GT3 last night. How did you get on? How was it?
I was. It was fun. It was a lot of good racing for a lot of people that haven't raced with each other and people that are coming back to the game. It actually went surprisingly well, and looking forward to see how the rest of the weeks go, because I think that grid's just only going to get closer as the weeks progress as well. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, so how were your races last night? How did you get on? How do you feel you did?
I was happy. That's probably my least favorite track out of the calendar, along with the Tokyo South. So I'll take those. A bus stop chicane loved to give me a couple penalties, but you know,
yeah, penalties
we
were a big
move on.
factor last night, weren't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So here we go then, so season 21, we are about to get underway then for qualifying for round 1. We are here, of course, at the legendary Suzuka circuit in Japan for week 1, GT2, and let's probably give you a bit of detail about what's going on then. So, 10 weeks ahead of us in GT2, 4 sprint weeks, 4 endurance weeks, and 2 special events to go through then. We have got 14 drivers on the grid tonight, between 7 teams of 2. And they are coupled together with GT1, which we'll touch on a little bit more detail as we go through then. So this week is a sprint week. We've got 3 races coming up for you. First of which is about to be decided by, or the grid 4 is about to be decided by the qualifying session ahead of us. Then we have got a partial reverse grid race for race 2 between positions 6 and 10. That whoever gets drawn at random will go on to pole position for race 2, and with race 3 being a full reverse grid draw from the result of race 2. Going forward, it will be based on the championship results, but obviously this is the first week, so there is no championship yet to say. Everybody starts equal on 0. Everyone in equal group 4 Subaru WRX Imprezas. In the endurance weeks, they will be in the Subaru BRZs. And then obviously we've got the special events in week 5 and week 10. The special event week 5. Everybody's going to be in the Porsche 911, and then if you are successful enough to get into the grand final in week 10, we are in the Hyundai Genesis, which is the same brand, although a different car, as is being pedalled in the British Touring Cars by our associates, Bristol Street Motors and Accelerate. Lots of familiar faces then. This is possibly the most stacked GT2 grid we've ever had. Would you agree, Red?
Oh, this is without a doubt the most stacked GT2 grid, especially when you look at some of the people coming back, i.e. Rom. A lot of these people in the past have been GT1 drivers predominantly, so this is by far the most competitive GT2 grid we've seen, with past champions and a couple new people as well, and it'll be interesting to see how they integrate in as well.
Absolutely then, so we'll go on board. Dodgy controller will let me. With blue flag then for a lap then of the historic Suzuka circuit. Then down the start finish straight we go. Turn 1, this will be one of the best overtaking opportunities. Brake, 400 metre board. Down to 4th gear. Kiss the apex once out to the outside of the circuit. Down to 3rd gear then. Apex, that second part of the first corner, using all the curb on the left hand side there. Flick it over to the right as we head into this tight, twisty, technical S's section. Flick left, then flick right. Again, use as much curb as you can do. Back then to the left. So the Subaru car you can really throw around. We need to attack these corners. And start to build then up towards the Dunlop corner. Bit of honesty as he washes out to the outside, but gets it to turn nicely. Head them towards the Degners. Degner 1, then the first of these right-handers. Brake late, down a gear. Bounce over the curb. Use the curb on the exit as well. And then down into 3rd gear there for blue flag. A little bit wider than exit as it goes under the bridge across the circuit. One of the very few with a figure of 8 layout, which means that it is both a clockwise and anti-clockwise circuit. We're now into the anti-clockwise section around the hairpin then. Speed and starting to build then. fourth. The long sweeping right-handers and coming towards the Spoon corner. Brake as late as you dare, down one gear then. Apex again out to the outside using the curb, but down another gear then just to pull the nose in. And now wait to get on the power. Nice and tidy through there by Blue Flag so far. Speed then starts to build. So there we go, over the bridge. Back onto the clockwise part of the circuit, then looking towards 130R. How brave is Blue Flag feeling? Is it going to be flat? No, big lift there. Comes in. A bit left in that by the look of it there. And then pick your braking marker down the gearbox all the way down to second gear for the final chicane. Flick over the curbs. And then back on the power of the big wheel there. They've got the famous big wheel at the circuit. And across the line goes Blue Flag. The first time on the board is a 2:09.7. Now everybody behind him doing Joker goes second fastest then. Switchback has got a half-second penalty, so not the best start for him. See Fossil then going second fastest. Lap time's going Mikey going third. And he's got his demoted fourth. Marley goes on to provisional pole, getting a big slipstream from Jonesy. Dropped him out very nicely then. Let's talk about some liveries then. So, as we touched on then, so all the teams in GT2 are paired up. Oh, it was Mikey's there, doing donuts at turn 1 with the team in GT2, and that will be reflected in the liveries, which will make them very easy to tell who's partnered with who. So Marley there in the BWT liveried Impreza. His teammate you can see in the background there is Derek McDonald, who's currently P3, so the BWT boys going very well so far. They are teamed up with Witchell and Pine in GT1. And the individual drivers championship for GT2, so they're all going for personal glory, but also because the teams are paired up with GT2, we've got an overall teams title to play for. So both sets of teammates will be scoring points towards the team's total, and the top 4 teams after week 9 will go into the grand final in week 10, which is at Spa, looking for overall team glory. And so lots to play for, both individually and as a team then. So that's him and his teammate Derek. They're in the very pink noticeable cars then. Our affiliate team, Bristol Street Motors with Accelerate then, they are represented by FTRL Blue Flag, who's currently P2, and we saw them doing donuts a little bit earlier. Just Mikey is his team. They're teamed up with Aaron and Graham in GT1 this season. Derek there in P2. And then prototype Steph, who was probably odds on to win the GT2 title last season, but missed the final round and ended up 4th. So he'll be looking to go a little bit better this season, maybe not miss that one. And they are in this absolutely stunning Rebellion livery that Zomwa has done for them. Big fan of that one, Brett?
A huge fan of this one.
Excellent job indeed. Well, I see he's put his little sneak logo on there as well. He's snuck his sneak logo in there. Yeah, so that there. He is teamed up this season with, I believe, Zomwa. Unfortunately, his car is not displaying the logo, which is his livery, which is very nice. We've got the plane on. Hopefully, that'll reappear a little bit later. Then we've got Homer UK in the Red Bull livery. Now, Homer joined us for the last round of last season, so he's a bit of an unknown. Up in P7 at the moment, though, so going well so far. And he's teamed up with Rom Elson, the returning Rom Elson. We've not seen Rom for a long, long time in FTRL. And he's on P3 there, so good luck there from Rom. Now, I'm not quite sure off the top of my head who they're teamed up with in GT1. I don't know if you can get the thing up there and have a look. Well, that's qualifying done then. It's Blue Flag on pole then, so the 5 minutes has flown by. So Blue Flag on pole from Homer and Rom, the Red Bulls up there. Proto Step is going to start P4 with Marley P5, Dusty Fossil is P6, Derek is P7, Zomlar P8, Joker P9, Lennon in P10, Just Mikey is P11, Switchback P12, Jonesy P13, and Andy is P14 then. So, qualifying done. Let's get some predictions in the chat then. Who do we think is going to win the opening salvo of GT2? Who's your prediction, Brad?
I'm going to go for the returning Rom. I think he's starting far up the grid, and I think he's just only going to settle in as the race goes on further.
Yeah, that's probably a very good shout then. I'm going to put my money on. So T. Smith has gone for Homer, which would suggest that perhaps they're teamed up. No, can't be teamed up. I'm not sure. No, he's teamed up with Jonesy. Switchback, isn't he? So, good evening, Callum. Good evening, everybody in the chat. If you can like the stream if you haven't done already. Steph's internet's gone. That's annoying.
Oh, no.
Down a man already. First internet problems of the season, and it's not Jonesy. I'm shocked, genuinely shocked by that.
Wow. I wonder what the over/under on that would have been.
Yeah, I think you would have got short odds or long odds on it not being Jonesy going first. But yeah. Hopefully Steph can get back in.
Mikey will win. Brave prediction there.
Yeah, it's a very, very bold prediction there.
He has done better
That's
than
bold
his
prediction,
P11,
Cotton. Let's see how that one
so-
pays off for him. I'm going to go, if you put some money on that, I think that would be money you may as well just throw down the drain, if I'm honest.
Yep.
But stranger
May as well
things
just
happen. To
slide
be
it
fair
on
to
fire.
Mikey, he was fairly solid last night. I don't think he got his sort of standard P11 once last night, but he's one position away from it in qualifying.
Baby steps.
Baby steps maybe, yeah. See if he can carry over his form then, so hopefully Steph can get back in before first race starts.
I will say, looking at this entire grid together is quite impressive. The amount of talent in a second division just makes me even more excited for the first.
Yep, it's going to be a veritable sweat fest come tomorrow. Thank you, Aaron, for doing the wheel. Much appreciated. And so we'll look at the liveries then while we're going down here then. So obviously we touched on Blue Flag, Homer and Rom. Marlin fourth. We've got Dusty Fossil in P5, so he's teaming up with myself and Pagani, him and Joker. And we've gone for an old WRT livery. Fans of GT racing, maybe GT World Endurance Championship.
Extremely clean liveries.
Indeed. The one thing about Dusty Fossil is you're going to end up with a stunning livery.
Yep.
If
One of the best livery creators I've ever seen.
He's definitely up there. Although, to be fair, he's getting some good challenge now from both Zom and Mikey.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, fingers crossed. So, what's happening then? We've got Steph rejoining, I believe. Who else have we not touched on livery-wise then? It was probably just Switchback and Jonesy then. Oh no, sorry, we missed Lennon. So Lennon and Andy, they're teaming up today. They're partnered with Will and... Will? Sean, isn't it? Will and Sean in GT1. And they're running the One Motorsport livery for the touring car fans. Now the boys in the top class are running pretty much the carbon copy with the yellow flashes. Lennon likes a bit of the pink, so they've changed theirs up to pink. But on the whole, it's a nice clean livery as well. So looking forward to them. Andy was definitely improving a lot last season. He's not really hooked at qualifying here so far. 26.9 is a little bit off the pace. He's definitely not 16 seconds slower than the rest of the drivers.
No.
So fingers crossed he'll go a little bit better in the race.
I would look for him to be making up spots for sure from the back.
And then we've got Switchback and Jonesy then, who are teaming up with T. Smith and Ross, and they are in the Brawn liveries. Of course, the one season wonders that won the 2009 F1 World Championship for Jensen Button. Looking super clean as well, and so that's all the liveries done. And now we just got to try and get Steph back into his car. I think we may have to cancel the race and do a custom grid, because I don't think he can get in because of obviously we've done through qualifying. So if you're listening, site,
I believe he was fourth, right?
I believe so. I can't remember. I think he stayed up by cat and go away. There we go. Yep. So we're going to do a custom grid. Let's get him back in his rightful place. Hopefully his internet will hold out this time. Ask Holmes. Lee, hi, how are you? Brad, hi. How high are you? I'm good, thank you, Gru. I've just been out for a bike ride, so I'm feeling nice and refreshed and wide awake. I'm tired, my legs hurt, and I got rained on a little bit as well, so it was a bit of all the emotions going on with that one. How are you? I'll say, how are you, Brad? How are you?
I mean, if we're talking on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe like a solid 5, but...
No, it's not bad. It's not bad for 4 AM.
Good question, though. Great question.
Indeed. And so we're just waiting for the custom grid to be done. It changes the lobby. And it gets very grey again. Now, I noticed this when I joined the lobby. It was very overcast. Now, we do have the... T. Smith, do you want to jump... Do you get in the bath with a toaster, T. Smith? Seriously. Get in the bath with a toaster. He's trying to dig me out in the chat, and I'm not having that. Absolutely not having that from him. So, drivers getting back in their cars, please, if you are listening. And then we can get this custom grid sorted, and then we can get ready to rumble.
So dynamic weather is on, right?
It is, I believe so. So yeah, so we've got the possibility of rain is a factor across the whole season. However, we have got a designated wet week in for later in the season. So while we're waiting for this,
I've heard.
I'm going to go into the Discord and find out what that week. I believe it's the week 9 for GT2. Let's have a look there at the GT2 information. It's the wrong tab. There we go. Yeah, wet week is not on the thing. Thank you very much. Oh, that's GT3. Why is there GT3 in the GT2? Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. There we go. Pushing wrong buttons. There we go. Wet week then is Tokyo East. Yeah, week 9 for GT2 is going to be wet week. So guaranteed wet weather across the endurance race as well. So talk about the calendar then. So we're starting this week across the Suzuka. We've got 3 8-lap races ahead of us. Next week is the first of the endurance races at Dragon Trail Seaside. Then week 3 is a Daytona infield sprint week. Week 4 is a Grand Valley endurance race. Of course, Grand Valley returning to Gran Turismo 7 after, I think it's not been on the game since Gran Turismo 4. It's been a while. Long time. Have you done much of Grand Valley yet, Brett? The reimagined?
I actually haven't even driven a lap around it, to be honest.
Oh. There we go.
But I will be here very soon because it appears on our calendar pretty early, I believe.
Oh, so yeah, better get some
Can't
practice
remember off the top of my head, but...
We'll have a look at that one in a second then. Week 5, of course, is the special event. We've got Bathurst and Fuji then for week 5. But that's a teams-only week in terms of points. And then week 6 we are at Kyoto Yamagiwa for another sprint week. We've got Brands Hatch GP then for the endurance in week 7. Watkins Glen, of course, which played host to the GT3 race last night, is week 8, so that's another sprint race. And looking at the number of laps, I think it's the full circuit rather than the short one. Then Tokyo East Outer, which is week 9, which is the wet week, and then of course the grand finale at Spa. We'll admire my teammates' liveries then. Let's look at these in all their glory. Of course, we've got Joker there in the bluey purple, sort of the pearlescent colours there. One, big sport behind him in the red. So we've all gone slightly personalised. Yeah, he's done a stupid job as always. Good call. We've all just gone for slightly personalised sort of sponsors and got an individual colour. So in Group 1, in GT1, sorry. Myself, I'm running an orange flashes, and Pagani's running green. I think we're about ready to go.
Sweet.
From the messages going on there, Joker has sent it into the gravel. Right, then here we go. Standing start, false start is on, so make sure you hold those brakes on, boys. We're getting penalties. 8 laps ahead of us then of this legendary figure of 8 circuit. And of course to the Formula 1 Grand Prix. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And race 1 of GT2.
There's a false start from somebody
it was one of the pink cars. Who was it?
Yep.
It was Marley. Marley's jumped the start
yep.
then. And he's dropping to the back. Blue flag gets a good start. Homer going with him. Immediately the front two have got a really good launch. Head on toward Homer around the outside into the lead. Can he hold it? Blue flag's on the inside. And Reed takes the lead but gives Homer room. They're still side by side. Bit of twitching. But blue flag gets the jump then in the end. Into this is for the first time then. So blue flag leads from Homer, from Rom. Steph is 4th, Zom is 5th, Dusty Fossil 6th, Lennon is 7th, Joker is 8th, Jonesy 9th, Andy's up to 10th already. We said he might have a good start. He has. Already up 4 places. Derek down to 11th. Switchback is 12th. Marley down to 13th there. Oh, shocking start there. Jump the start. Mikey
down to 14th.
Down to 14th at the moment then. So the Bristol Street Motors with Accelerate cars sandwiching the field. As we head under the bridge for the first time. Into the hairpin then. Home looking around the outside again. Blue flag defending the inside. Can make it difficult to get around as he is anyway. But when the chat's bolts there up with the Subaru. Woo woo. I can't believe I've just done that. I feel dirty. What if we just maybe do?
I can't believe you just
absolute
did that.
bar stewards. I'm gonna have to cancel the stream and go throw myself under a bus. Sorry. That's Disgusting for me. Disgusting.
Oh,
Then here we go. They've got,
so
in the background there, Zomwa going very, very... Oh, Dusty Fossil's around at Spoon. Oh, big shame there for him. Marley's been off as well. Dusty Fossil, they just caught him in the background, spinning around. That split the pack up then, so we've got a 4-car breakaway. Blue flag, Homer, Rom and Steph are 2.8 seconds clear of the rest of the pack now, led by Joker. Don't know what triggered that. And who's that going off on the outside? That's Lennon, I think. He's right off the circuit. He's got the position. However... Oh, he's been touched from behind. Oh, Lennon gets turned. Who was that? Was that Zom or was it his teammate that was in there as well? Oh, it's chaos on lap 1 there. We didn't see there was drama in GT3. Lap 1, then on to lap 2 we go then. Blue flag leads still then from Homer. Rom sitting in P3 and Steph watching brief in P4. They are now 4 seconds clear of the rest of the pack, still led by Joker. Andy's up to P6 then, down to 7 though. Switchback gets up the inside of him through turns 1 and 2. So Andy making great progress so far. He's now 7th, Zom down to 8th. Mikey's now up to 9th then, so he's recovered some places as well. Just ahead of Jonesy, and we've got Derek in P11 and Lennon, of course, running the number 1 after winning the championship last season. Got Marley and Dusty Fossil with him. We're back then, but we've still got this 4-car battle for the lead at the moment. It's a bit of a 1-on-1 between Homer and Blue flag. Oh no! Just touching the grass, but he's okay. Still in. Oh, he's just reassumed his natural position. To be honest.
Of course, he's in P11.
Oh, Dusty Fossil's off at the Degners. And around he goes again. Oh, he's at the grass. That's Homer on the grass at the inside of the hairpin. Was the contact? Oh, in the background there's more tyre squealing. Who was that? Not sure, but Blue flag now has a 1.1 second lead then. Not sure what happened to Homer there. He got on the grass at the inside of the hairpin. Steph's up to 2nd as Rom got held up by his teammate, who was still in 4th. Of course, they've got this big gap then. Joker's now clear in P5. So drama at the front then. All that's given Blue flag a nearly second lead then. Steph now doing his best to try and close that gap down then. Yeah, Sean saying Dusty Fossil getting Dusty by the second. He's not wrong so far. He's picking up a lot of gravel on this opening lap. Opening couple of laps. Into the chicane we come then for the second time. Steph closing that gap down then nicely. Starting to close in on the race leader. Just outside of slipstream range then. So complete lap 2. Onto lap 3 we go. Blue flag still leading. In fact, I'm cheering on. Go on the Jeff. Good evening, Joey. Well, thank you for tuning in again then. Blue flag still leads, but Steph is closing again then. So down towards turn 1. He's now got to within DRS. I'm not going to read that out, Paul. So then running on lap 3, then Blue flag still leads then from Steph from Rom. Homer then down to P4 after that drama here. And lap 1 Joker now starting to close in a little bit as well, though he's now in the gravel as well. Pushing hard through the S's. He's now clear in P5. Jones, he's up to P6 then. Didn't have the best qualifying. Has made good progress in the race. He's now at 6th. Derek McDonald's up to P7 ahead of Zomlar. And he slipped down to 9th place. Now a switch back behind him. Then we've got Lennon recovering after his spin. Mikey is on the outside. Oh, Mikey's in the gravel. Oh no. Mikey went side by side with Marley through the Dunlop corner and into the gravel he goes. And then we've got the recovering Dusty Fossil then, who has not had the best opening race so far. But, oh, change for the lead. Steph leads. So then Steph has caught and passed Blue flag somewhere while we were going through the field. So Steph then into the lead of the race for the first time on lap 3. Blue flag down to P2. Rom still there in P3. They've got nearly just under 2 seconds back to Homer. And third is just under 3 seconds back. Oh, sorry, ahead of Joker. So squealing in the background. Oh, Derek's having a wobble and Zomlar's wide as well. There goes Anwar. Lennon and switchback very much in this battle as well. Lennon there all the way on the outside, just about hooked up. And I've got switchback pushing him along. They close up on the back of somewhat. We've got a 3-car train going on here, all tip to tip. It's going into the braking zone. Lennon pops out down the inside of Zombie, goes into the chicane and up to P9 he goes. Good move. And with the leaders then, we've got side by side for the lead again. Blue flag on the inside, Steph on the outside. Who's going to break latest? Oh, blue flag leans on Steph. Steph's on the curb, but they keep it together. More contact to turn 2. And blue flag regains the position then, so back into the lead he goes. Rom's keeping a watching brief at the moment then. Great to have Rom back with us. And the top 3 currently covered by less than 7/10 of a second. And all this battling is starting to bring Homer back in though. Homer going fastest then in sector 1 then, so he's now just over a second behind the front 3. So this 3 is going to come a 4 again if he can keep that pace up. Joker sitting comfortably in P5. Falling away a little bit from the battle for the lead, but still keeping a healthy gap over Jonesy in P6, who's now got clear of that pack. Derek Dodd in 7th. And we've got Anwar and Lennon then, the 2 One Motorsport cars, 8th and 9th. So Lennon just dipping a tyre in the gravel on the outside there of the second Degner. No harm done. So I'm ahead of Switchback, who's got half a second penalty. And he's gone wide. Oh, Switchback's off at the hairpin. Yeah, I thought he disappeared there. He's on the grass on the braking zone, and he's pushed himself wide. And Marley goes through up to P11. Mikey in P13.
Picks up a penalty first trouble as well.
No, it's all gone. I think he had that anyway, to be fair.
Oh.
So just the Fossil now starting to close in on Mikey. Then back then with our lead trio. Blue flag still leads. Steph tucked it behind him. And Rom still just watching for the moment. He's going to wait for his opportunity to strike. To the chicane we go then to complete lap 4. Tightly bunched then. Sean Compton Switchback's having more dramas than usual. Here we go then, the slipstream battle. Blue flag trying to break the toe there with jinking to the inside briefly. But Steph not falling for that one then. Not close enough into 1 this time then, so they will be as you were. Steph there closing up on the brakes. Rom as well then, they're covered down by less than half a second. Super tight then. Homer needs him to start battling again so he can get back on terms. Very comfortable in P4. Joker still in a bit of no man's land in P5. Jonesy still clear, and then we've got a pack forming for P7. Derek McDonald leading that pack. Lennon now behind him with Andy tucked up behind him, and Zom on the back with Marley just about in touch as well. And get back to Switchback, who served his penalty. And he's 7 seconds ahead of Dusty Fossil, who's caught and passed Mikey now. 1 position gained. And we are back to having a Bristol Street Motors sandwich. Oh, contact in the background. Oh, Steph's around. Or half around. He got on the outside curb there at the Degner. And span across the nose of Rom. And that's let Homer through. And it's dropped him back to P4, and he's now close to Joker. So Joker's now going to try and latch onto the back of Steph there, light up the rear tyres at the hairpin. He's got dirty tyres still. And that's going to put Joker right on him. So blue flag now then has a 1.1 second lead again. Now it's up to Rom then to chase him. So that's 2 of the initial 4 seen off. Through mistakes of their own. What can Rom do? Of course, Rom and Sai are very familiar with each other, battled with each other many times over many seasons in FTRL GT. So your prediction was Rom, wasn't it, Brett? He's definitely in the hunt.
It was.
Blue flags. Oh, he's wide. Oh, he's on the AstroTurf. Oh, he's kept it point there, lifted off. And that's going to bring Rom right onto him there. So a mistake from blue flag. And that's put Rom right on him now. So just when blue flag had a comfortable lead. Mistake there, just pushing too hard through 130R. He did very well to save that one. It's very easy to picture. Oh, we can see he's still got dirty tyres. He's a bit wide there. Rom now looking at the inside, but not close enough this time. Homer's just slipped back a little bit. They're not battling at the front at the moment. Then so he's not able to get back on terms with them. Then that good early pace. That mistake at the hairpin has just dropped him away then. Steph now very much under threat from Joker for P4. And Jonesy now in a bit of no man's land. Derek McDonald battling hard with Lennon over P7. And a little bit of a gap back then. We've got Andy and Zomwa with Marley now very much in this battle then. So the battle on for P9. Switch back with another half-second penalty. I was going to say last night there was lots of penalties last night. I didn't even think there's that many places around the circuit you can get penalties, but Switchback is proving me wrong. And I don't even know where he's doing it.
I think every time I've looked at him, he's had at least half a second.
Yeah, Mikey has joined him in the penalty ranks. He's also got half a second penalty. So we'll go back to the leaders then. Still blue flag leading Rom. 0.3 of a second between them then. Battle for P4 as well. 0.2 of a second between them then as Joker closing in then. So sweep through the right-handers into Spoon Corner. Lennon then has caught and passed Derek McDonald. He's up to P7. So recovering after that early spin that he had on lap 1. Oh, he's now wide on the AstroTurf there. The car's a twitch. Gathers it up there, but that might let Derek get back on terms with him. Well, he's had a really good run out of the Spoon, to be fair, and he's starting to pull away. And now Andy's closing in. Zomba's now got Marley in the second of the BWT cars, all over the back of him then as they come across the other pit lane. We're going to have a move into 130. Oh, he's down the inside. Zom gives him a bit of a squeeze. Marley thinks better of it. Zom's now on a compromised line though. Oh, but Marley's run wide in fact, so Marley pushing hard. With the leaders then onto the penultimate lap of this opening race we go then. Blue flag leads by half a second. Rom at the moment, nothing for him, but has got slightly better tyre wear. So tyre wear in these sprint races just ×1, so it's pretty much one lap. One is equal to 1 lap's tyre wear, so it's pretty much as it would be. So nothing dramatic this week. Of course, these being four-wheel drive cars, they do wear their front tyres a little bit more. You see barely any sort of wear on the rears. I mean, good. The Supra is quite a kind car on its tyres, so tyre wear shouldn't be a problem this week. So he has closed back in again though. That was half a second. It's down to 2.5 tenths. So just gets a little bit of dirt there as he turned into second Degner. Right on the very limit. Rom there going 4 tenths purple in sector 1 there, so Rom is pushing.
Joker has made it in front of Steph.
Indeed, then so Joker up to 4th. On the boy.
And Derek back in front of Lennon.
Indeed, although Lennon right there, and Andy's there as well, so he's going to be fighting off both. One motorsport got Lennon down the inside. Oh, Derek sees him coming. Andy giving him some Morse code on the rear bumper, and now he's in a One Motorsport sandwich. Some still there as well, and Marley just off the back of it. Switchback still there, currently without a penalty as well, that's a novelty. Up the hill we go then, towards 130R for the penultimate time. Rom right in the slipstream, blue flag hugging the left-hand side there, covering the inside. Rom will have to go around the outside if he wants it. Blue flag purple in sector 3. So he's going quick. They're both motoring hard. Rom not able to find a way through them. He's not close enough into the chicane to go for a move then. So through the chicane for the penultimate time. Can he get a good run out the corner? Blue flag's had a better launch out that corner, but here comes Rom now with the slipstream. Onto the final lap of the race then. Lost a bit of time in the final section then, so Steph's still with the fastest lap. Not going to be close enough into turn 1, not quite. And we're looking good for a penalty. Joker's now pulled clear of Steph as well in the battle for 4th. Jonesy not quite able to get there just yet. Derek McDonald back in P7 then. He's got back ahead of Lennon. And Lennon now under threat for his teammate into turn 1. Andy thinks better of it. So then with the leaders for a little bit then as they go through the S's. No real way through here. Single line. Rom just needs to get in a position to make a move at one of the better overtaken. He's up the inside here though. They're side by side as they come into the Degnet, but he's going to find it very difficult to get around the outside there. Thinks better of it. Blue flag shows him to the edge. I would say that blue flag is probably the hardest man to pass in equal machinery in FTRL. Would you agree?
That's extremely hard to disagree with.
Yep, then you can see down the middle of the road there. Rom thought about setting up the inside there, but blue flag covered him off. Now they start to build up then towards Spoon. Can he get a run there to get down the inside? He's close, less than 0.2 of a second and closing. What does Blue Flag do here? Does he go defensive and compromise his line? Oh, Ron, big send to the inside. Blue Flag covers. Contact. And Blue Flag hangs on. Was that Rom showing his hand too early? That was probably not the best place. Oh, and he's wide now, is he? Gap's 0.4, but he is closing. He's going to have to be ascending to the final chicane, I think. So I don't think he's going to be close enough into 130R, but he is closing. But not enough. Blue Flag cuts to the right-hand side. Rom doesn't initially follow him. I don't think he's going to be close enough then. I think Blue Flag's got this covered, barring a mistake. Into the braking zone. Rom closes up, but he's not there. Just got to navigate the chicane now. On the power nicely, and he has navigated it superbly. Blue Flag then is going to win the opening race of GT2 from Rom. Great result on his return then. Homer, great job in P3. Joker hangs on for P4 with Steph closing back in, and Jonesy comes through for P6 then. P7 is going to be Lennon in the end, so Lennon has prevailed in that battle of the pink cars. Derek McDonald, then look at this, then we've got Zom, Marley, Andy and Switchback crossing the line all together in a big gaggle. Dusty Fossil then, after his excursions early on, salvages P13. And to complete the sandwich then, it is just Mikey coming across the line then. P14 after an off as well, unfortunately. Great racing for the victory. Great racing in the pack as well. GT2 has brought the action in round 1. Great job there. And Blue Flag who takes victory in week 1, race 1. Well, he's saying his phone went and he jumped the start there, so he got caught out by his own telephone. I suggest you put that on silent for the next race, mate. But a great start to the season then, and it's Blue Flag then who takes victory now. Then Aaron will be doing the reverse grid number draw. So if you can post in the chat what that's going to be, please, Mr. Taylor, once you have done that. So that probably went with the form book, I would say, that one. Would you say, Brad?
Yeah. I think this next race is going to be extremely interesting no matter where that wheel lands.
Indeed then, so let's get the results up. So, of course, the reverse grid draw is positions 6 through 10, so those are the numbers on the wheel, which means that potentially we could have either Jonesy, Lennon, Derek, Zom or Marley on pole for race 2. Of course, what that person will go into pole, which means that, so say Marley, say number 10 comes out, Marley will go into pole position, Zom will start 2nd, then Derek will start 3rd, Lennon 4th, Jonesy 5th, Steph 6th, Joker 7th, Homer 8th, Rom 9th, and the Blue Flag 10th. So Blue Flag will be hoping number 6 comes out, so he doesn't have to do too much. Number 9 on the wheel then, so it is Zom who starts on pole. Marley misses out then on pole, so it is Zom La who will start race 2 on pole position. So 9 on the wheel, so it will be Zom from Derek, Lennon and Jonesy row 2, Steph and Joker on row 3, Homer and Rom on row 4, Blue Flag on row 5 with Marley, then you've got Andy Switchback and Dusty Fossil and Mikey on row 7. Do I need RM on? No. Oh, yes, sorry, I do. Right then, another thing I forgot about this. The reverse grid then. Everybody who is subject to the reverse grid, so the top 9 drivers, have to switch to the medium tyres for this race. Forgot about this rule. Thank you for reminding me. So yes, if you're watching, the top 9 all need to be on the mediums. And then Marley is the first one then who is on the soft tyre. So Marley, Andy, Switchback, Dusty Fossil and Mikey will all be on the soft tyres in this race. The top 9 who are being reversed are onto the mediums then. So the idea with this is to kind of make it harder for those guys to repeat their success. But it's not impossible. But you'd expect those 5 drivers who are on the soft tyres to come through in this one then. So with that in play, how do you see this one playing out, Brad?
That's thrown a little bit of a curveball.
Wasn't it just out?
I was not expecting that. I know I said it last race, but I expect Andy to definitely fly through the field then. He was up to P6 last race. I don't know what happened that caused him to drop back to P11, but I would look for him to be extremely quick here.
Indeed.
Dusty Fossils, I mean, really 4 out of those anybody in the softs could cut through that field. So this is going to make it extremely even and hard to predict.
So yeah, very much so. So it's going to be difficult. There's a lot of cars. There's still a lot of cars in front. If it had been 6, that might have made it a little bit easier for, say, somebody in 7th or 8th to cut through. But 9 cars to get through is a lot. Although that first lap will be very sketchy on those medium tyres. They will take a little bit longer to heat up. Tyre warmth is definitely a thing now. So you've got to be careful on that first lap. So that's going to be interesting then. Everybody in cars, please. Getting through them, so. Wait, then if they get into the car, so we can do the grid. Looking at you, Homer and Marley. Just then. It's waiting for Marley now. He may have gone to the toilet. Or he's currently shouting at his phone for making him jump. 31 people in the stream. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in last night. I think we had something like 50 odd people at one point, 56 people, I think Aaron said last night, the highlight. So yeah, bit of a way to go. So keep them. No, Phoebe, no pit stops required. This is just a sprint week, so there is no requirement for any pit stops this week. The tyre wear's only on ×1, so you'll barely see any tyre wear as we saw in that race, even on the soft tyres. So it's weeks 1 and 3, 6 and 8 are your sprint weeks. Weeks 2 and 4, 7 and 9 are the endurance weeks. That's for the longer races. That will be where the pit stops are required. Of course, we have got the wet week as well to look forward to in week 9. Then, so there probably won't be any requirement for anything other than wet and intermediates there. But we'll see what kind of conditions the game gives us. Have you done any wet driving on this game yet, Brad?
I have not. I haven't decided to torture myself yet.
It's interesting. The dynamic levels of wetness makes it interesting. You can be when we go into the race again. Well, in fact, we'll go see if somebody's on track and we'll have a look at where it is. So right then. So on the left-hand side, at the bottom left-hand corner there, where the timer is, just next to that is another little bar with you've got the tyres there. To the left of that is a little bar. Now that there is your track wetness indicator. You've got 2 sort of lines in the middle of it. So from the bottom to the first line is okay for dry conditions. So if it starts to rain but it's in that bar, you're okay on the slick tyres. Once it gets to the first line in the middle, you're then getting to the crossover for intermediates, at which point your soft tyres will just switch off and you will probably just spin in a straight line. Unless you are very, very, very careful. And then through that middle bar there, that is all intermediates. And then once you get to the second line, anything above that, you're probably going to be looking at the wet tyres, because at that point there's a lot of standing water, a lot of puddles, and you're going to want to be on the wet tyres at that point. Quick run down there to make sure everybody's on the right tyres. Derek's on the mediums, Tom's on the mediums, Rom's on the mediums, blue flag medium, Hemi UK medium, switchback, of course, he was outside the top 10, so he's on the soft, Mike on the soft, Marley on the soft, Leonard on the medium, Dusty Foster on the soft, Jamie's on the medium, and Anwar on the soft tyres. Well done, everybody. You got that bit of the right. So let's have a look at some of the comments we missed. Biggles in the chat, good evening Biggles, nice job Zomwa and Steph. I'm assuming then they must be teaming up this season. In fact, let's get the team list up, because I can't remember who is with who off the top of my head.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't know either.
It's in there, isn't it? It's in the old guide. Have a look at the guide then. So, teams are as follows once it loads up. So, as been touched on, so we've got Aaron and Graham, Blue Flag and Just Mikey. They are team Bristol Street Motors and Accelerate. We've got Will, aka Panda, SBY. They're teamed up with Lennon and Andy. We've got Pagani and myself, Dusty Fossil and Joker. T. Smith and Ross teamed up with Jonesy and Switchback. We've got Witchell and Pine, Marley and Derek. Chubbs and Biggles, Steph and Zom. And then Ismail and Optimus, Rom and Homer then. So Ismail did a couple of seasons with us a little while ago. Came back for the last race of last season. And he's back with us. He's a quick boy. Optimus is a bit of an unknown, to be honest. So I'm interested to see how he gets on.
Will be exciting to see how he does tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a sweat fest from what I can tell. Field is looking very, very close if practice is anything to go by. Quick boys and GT1 just gets faster and faster. At some point I'm going to be dropped down to GT2. That's how quick it's going.
I'll have to drop down to GT4 at that point.
Here we go then for race 2. It's a bit overcast then. That might be a factor in this one.
Ooh.
But I don't think we've got any rain. Let's go with them. We've got 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Revs are up. Hopefully nobody jumps to start this time. No, we're all good and away we go. Zalma gets the jump from the lead. Quick prediction for this one, Brad. Who thinks going to win this one?
I will say, let's go Steph. Starting towards the front, I'll go Steph.
Steph into his teammates currently leading then around turn 1. Oh, Jones on the grass. I think Homer might be in as well. Everybody's away safely though. Through the first couple of corners as we go into the S's then for the first time in race 2. And it is Zomwar leading from Derek. Lennon all over the back of him again. These two resuming that battle as Sean goes for Lennon for the victory. Of course, backing his own teammate. How predictable, Sean. How predictable. Steph in 4th. So all seems to be as you were. That said, Blue Flag has gone backwards a little bit then. So Blue Flag down. Oh, he's going down.
Yeah, he's been swallowed up by a couple of the soft runners already.
Yeah. So that's the kind of what we wanted. That was the whole point of this, I think, really. There. So yeah, the soft tyre runners are getting the jump on one of the medium tyre runners. Is that going wide? Is Jonesy going wide around the outside there? Oh, Steph's on the grass.
Oh wow.
Right he goes, and Jonesy's trying to get in the middle there of Steph and Joker. Now, who's dropped out of this pack? Somebody's dropped back a little bit here. Oh, it's Lennon. I thought I saw somebody go off. It was Lennon. Down to P12. He was battling in 3rd. Now all the way down to P13 then, so not a great lap from Lennon again. The opening lap he had, of course, got spun at the chicane on the first race. So while they're still leading then, as they come out of Spoon for the first time. Derek right behind it then, a little bit of a gap back then to Joker. I know, Dane, I know. Although he was very quick at Daytona. Let's see. Here we go. Steph in 4th, Ron 5th, Switchback is in 6th place, Homer 7th with Andy looking up the inside, so Andy making good progress on those soft tyres. A couple of guys go, oh, it's 3-1, oh, Marley's ploughed into the side of Homer at the chicane, spins him out. Oh, Marley was about 3 wide there. I don't know if he just misjudged his braking point, unfortunately, but that has put Homer all the way down to the P13. Marley, though, kindly waits up for him. Oh, big shame that there. Homer did really well there in race 1. Been hoping for a strong result in this one, unfortunately. That's gone a little bit wrong there. Tom then continues to lead then on to lap 2 we go. Derek still very much in the battle though, so while one BWT car is in strife, the other one still very much in the hunt for the victory. Joker and Steph coming back at them as well a little bit now. And they're bringing Rom, who's got a half-second penalty, and Switchback with him. And Andy with a half-second penalty as well. Blue Flag's now back up to P8 after a couple of the cars ahead of him just got taken out. Jonesy down to P9. And Dusty Fossil's up to 10th. Mikey's now 11th, of course. And then in 12th. And then Homer and Marley recovering after their dramas. Under the bridge we go. Their pin then is on, continuing to lead. Rom to the inside, further back. Oh, Steph up the inside of Joker. Levers the door wide open. I think he's gonna roll out of that. I think he is. Yeah, I think it might have been a little bit forceful. Oh, and that's is that Mikey recovering from the gravel? Of course it was. Yep, saw that, Mikey. And Switchback has taken advantage of Steph there, late off. Although Steph's given Switchback a little bit of a bump there through Spoon. Up the inside he goes. And was about to serve his penalty in P6, so that will let Rom through. And that little battle going on has kind of let the front two get away again. So Zom still leading then as we come around to complete lap 2 into 130R. Derek going with him. Big mover, yeah. Big mover has been switched back then up from P10. He's now into P5. Andwar still behind him in P6 then. So despite that penalty there, Andwar still in P6. Andwar going with him. Yeah, people are saying Steph is not holding back, and I think Steph trying to be aggressive. He's got fended off Switchback. Junks to the inside then as they head down towards turn 1, but just showing the nose to Joker, who's maybe spooked a little bit wide, and Steph goes through. Oh, who's that out from the background? That's Jonesy, I think, is it? It is Jonesy there, taking the Impreza WRX back to its rally roots. Oh, he's still on the gravel. What is Jonesy doing? Oh, I know what that is. Hey, there he goes. There goes his internet.
Oh, yeah, we should have known.
Should have known. I can't believe I didn't pick that up immediately.
We should have known. Yeah.
Should have known that right there. So Steph then up to third and has closed that gap down immediately. And this 2-car battle for the lead has become a 6-car battle for the lead. So I'm still leading though.
9, not far behind at all.
Yeah. Blue flag trying to get there, bringing Rom and Dusty Foster. Dusty Foster goes on the soft tyres, 2 ahead of him on the mediums. Mikey with Lennon behind him, at 10th and 11th. And we've got Homer in 12th, Marley in 13th with a penalty. Oh, look at this queue now. Zom is under pressure now. We've got an FTRL train forming, and it's getting bigger by the second. Race and a half to do best for. Still leads, but he's going a little bit defensive there now from Derek there. He's just bringing this pack together. The 5 there, and there's a little bit of a gap. A blue flag's pretty much there as well. Yeah, Steph's saying Steph is on a mission. Yes, indeed. Although Joker's up the inside of him though. He's had a good run at Spoon. He's going to box him in. So Steph now is stuck. And Joker's down his inside into 130R. Oh, sorry, T130R. Sorry. And yeah, moved on and switched back through as well then to Steph, who was looking at P2, ends up down in P5, and Andy down the outside. But Steph gets his elbows out, hangs onto it there. Switch back up to P2. Meanwhile, Joker's now been hung out to dry. And blue flags in this battle now as well. So Zom still leads. He's now got 1.6 seconds over Switchback, who's up to second. Steph's back into third place. Aaron now, Andy fourth. Blue flag is fifth. Rom is sixth. Joker down to seventh. He got shuffled out there at the chicane, I think. And he's got his teammate behind him in eighth. So we've got an 8-car train for the lead. What's happened to Derek? He's had a drama somewhere in that as well. So we've lost one from the battle for the lead. Zom continues to lead it then, but now Switchback on those soft tyres is hunting him down. Oh, Switchback to the gravel though. He's pushed too hard, he's around. Oh, into the wall.
Step off as well.
Oh, Steph's taking avoiding action. Oh, blue flag as well.
Oh,
it's all kicked off then. We've lost 2. Steph's hung on to it. He's down to P5, but he's still in the pack. But Switchback round wide at the Dunlop curve, got on the gravel, and as they come round, blue flag has caught him and it's been tipped into a spin as well. The beneficiary of that now, Andwar's up to P2. On those soft tyres, you did say he would cut through. So Zom leads by a second.
Well.
Yeah, Dusty Fossil up to 4th then, so Joker and Dusty Fossil on for a good result now. They're now 3rd and 4th. Rom's up to 5th, Steph down to 6th. Then Mikey's now 7th, somehow. Just by keeping it on the track, which is not like Mike. Derek now up to P8, blue flag down to P9 with a switchback then, those two who have been off. Lennon in the battle with him as well, around the outside of Switchback into 130R. Lennon getting the hip and shoulder from Switchback. And Derek's Homer, who came up the inside of him. So Lennon gets shuffled back. Marley still with the pack as well. We've got a train now for P9. Sorry, P8. Sorry, we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 together. The wonders never cease.
I don't even think GT3 was this chaotic yesterday.
I don't think it was, no. Maybe the first couple of laps, first couple of corners of the first lap were, but yeah, it's all going off this one. Zom then still leading then, into the second half of the race we go. He's got a 1.6 second lead on those medium tyres and on the softs, giving chase. And then Zom is holding that gap. Randy went a little bit hot there into turn 1. Eddie Catflap there with a more inappropriate contact than a BBC Christmas party. Topical. Wow. So look, Chaos then. Zom leads by 1.4 seconds there. Andy taking a couple of tenths out of him. Joker still in third. Dusty Fossil right behind him. Might he be advised to let Dusty Fossil through on those soft tyres? See if he can try and hunt down the leaders then. Rom and Steph still in this battle, and so we've still got 6 covered by 3.5 seconds up front. Then Mikey in a bit of no man's land. He's 2.8 seconds off the top 6 and 3.9 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. She's now led by Blue Flag again in 8th. Switchback is 9th. Over in 10th, and a bit of a gap back then. Derek in 11th. We've got Lennon now up the inside of him. Head up towards the hairpin. Lennon gets the inside for the right-hander, but he's got the move done, so Derek cannot fight back immediately. And the BWT cars find themselves down in P12. Oh, Derek's late on the rear tyres. Those jelly legs he was on about have struck him. And he's got a bit lead. He's got his lead boot on. Buried the throttle, and the Impreza spits him out. Son then leads by 1.1 seconds, and while chipping away. Anwar has now got the WRT boys right on his tail. Joker is there, Dusty Fossil with him as well. Rom and Steph still very much in this one as well. The lead is now 3 seconds between 1st and 6th. The fearsome threesome, non-sexual Lozomra of Venus, and the 2 Mexicans Dusty car. I think I just said. Oh, Zom's had a poor run through the final chicane then. Andy is into if you want to say DRS range, slipstream range. As we start lap 6. Tom, question for Will, what's for dinner? Oh, Andy's gone very wide there. And that's let Zom get away by a couple of tenths.
I don't know what Andy has done to his tyres, but he has used and abused those.
I think it's just a soft tyre, isn't it? So look at somebody else. Yeah, that was fair, didn't they? Yeah, he has used a lot more tyre than, say, Carl in 4th. He also won the softs.
Even Mikey in 7th has used a bit less.
Yeah, the gap between the top 6 now is just 2.5 seconds, so it's coming together for the last couple of laps. As Dusty Fossil goes through, there's a Joker letting his teammate through. Then Dusty Fossil on those soft tyres is now released to attack. And was getting the magnets back on to Zom. That gap's down to less than 0.4 of a second. Here we go. He's going to have a look into the hairpin. Zom goes defensive immediately, and he has to jink to the outside. Let's Dusty Fossil at the inside. Runs around the outside then. It's on then for the lead. Zom has led from the very first inch of tarmac since the race started. Can he hang on to it though? Andy's now looking very, very racy. He's down the outside into Spoon. That's going to be... Oh, there's contact. He's on the grass and around and off. Oh, that's not how we wanted that to end. Did he get squeezed? Did he get enough room? Was there a gap? That might be in the stewards later, but now that's put Dusty Fossil on the back of Zom. Joker trying to hold back Rom and Steph. Dusty Fossil jigs to the inside, jigs to the outside as they come up to T130R. Gets the inside. Just to confuse you, Oblivion, that's not Aaron, that's Andy. Aaron is very much in the chat. We'll explain after the race. Captain Chubbs, I didn't teach him that. I don't believe you, Chubbs. I don't believe you.
Chubb's definitely taught him that.
Very much. Rom's got a penalty. Half-second penalty there. In the background, Mikey's still doing well in P6. Switchback's now P7. What's happened further back then? So we've got Andy down to P8. Homer's now 9th. Lennon is 10th. Blue flag's down to P11. So there's been some more dramas back here as Lennon and Homer go side by side into turn 1. Lennon's on the inside. Homer backs out of it. Lennon goes through. Does he run deep? He doesn't, but Andy does. And Homer switches back. Is he going to get both One Motorsport cars here? I think he might do, because Andy's still on the grass. Just to confuse you, Oblivion, Aaron is FTRL Aaron GT. The one in this race is FTRL Aaron CT, which is Andy. And Andy, I think, unfortunately, changed for the lead. For the lead. Dusty Fossil has hit the front. So from 13th on the grid, he finds himself in P1 on the penultimate lap. Zom's resistance has finally been broken. I think, yeah, you can see the Joker releasing him to have a go has definitely paid off dividends then. So it was not the best first race for Carl, but he is going to, he keeps on the track. He's pulling away now as well. Joker doing a sterling job of backing Rom and Steph up still. I don't know who Anya Taylor-Joyce is, but I'm guessing that's quite far. We're going to Rom about to serve his penalty, which means he will drop behind Steph into P5. Steph to the inside, through he goes. What's going on the pack? Mikey's closing in. Mikey's now only 4 seconds off the lead. So Mikey, a much improved second race. Still switchbacks off the track again. Through 130R. And then P8, he's on the AstroTurf as well. Blue flag's back up to 9th. We've got Marley in 10th. Homer in 11th. Derek P12 and Andor has got going again. Unfortunately, there is races very much sabotaged onto the final lap then of race 2. It's Dusty Fossil. Big was saying a Rebellion double podium here. Well, we've got a chance here. At the minute, it's a WRT double podium. First and third, but we've got Zom in the Rebellion car in second. Third. Steph in fourth. Rom there, still in fifth as well. Mikey in the background, look. They could pick up some pieces here if something happens ahead. Quick check down with the rest of the pack then. We've got Lennon and Blue Flag battling. They did for the championship last season. Harley in touch with them as well, and Homer behind them. And Derek, a long way back there, having been off. Shame for him, but he will start the third race on pole position, or unless Jonesy gets back in. But he'll be on the front row regardless. Dusty Fossil through the hairpin for the final time. Meanwhile, Steph was looking at the inside of Joker. Nothing doing there, and that's going to put Rom on the back of him now. Joker now making eyes at Zomwa. So, battle for P2 is not over. 1.6 seconds is the lead for Dusty Fossil as he heads into Spoon for the final time then. Staying well away from the curbs. Everything he needs to do then. Now, can Joker get a run? Can Rom get a run? Can Steph get a run? Zom's going defensive there. They start to weave across the track and to the left, to the right. Trying to break the slipstream then. Joker's got a good run here. If he can stay close to 130R, he might have a chance into the braking zone for the chicane. Still close. Zom going to go defensive. No, he doesn't, but Joker doesn't send it. Steph's not close enough either. Neither is Rom. They all just follow through. That's out of the final corner though. Dusty Fossil. He went a bit wrong from in race 1, but race 2 he bounces back in emphatically with victory. Zom gets P2. Joker P3. Steph is P4. Rom is P5. Mikey, brilliant recovery from him, P6. Lennon has prevailed in the battle for P7. Blue flag in 8th. Marley 9th. Homer is P10. There's been some drama to switch back again on the final lap because he was in P7, I believe. Down to P11 then for him. It's a shame there for him. He crosses the line at P11. Derek there after having that spin. P12 for him. We'll have a good starting position for race 3. And Andy, after that unfortunate moment getting squeezed out at Spoon, it's pitched him off into the gravel. No, Andy, you start at the front. Andy there wanting to start at the back. No. Yeah, you had your off. You've suffered enough, Andois. You deserve the world. And if the world is a front row start for race 3, then so be it. So then making his way through 130R for the final time. So the tyre roll then definitely paid off, didn't it, in that one, Brad, there?
Yeah, Carl really, or Dusty Falso really just split through the cars there pretty quick.
Yeah, I think we saw all of them have run. It's a switchback. Andy and Dusty Fossil all kind of made their way through. Marley never really quite made the progress through, did he? Unfortunately. Obviously that contact with Homer, which kind of put them at the back, which kind of obviously meant that kind of he never really got a chance to
switch back as well. Looked like he had a couple incidents, but he was looking very, very quick as well. Yeah, so look forward to that second race as the season progresses, though. That provided a lot of entertainment and close racing. So
of course that same rule applies tomorrow for GT1 as well. So that could be fun. I haven't done any laps on the medium tyres, so I'm hoping that should probably do something tonight just to be sure. To find out what I'm like.
Should.
Oh, Simon dropped it, avoiding Zach's crash. I think we saw him jink to the outside of Dunlop to try and avoid the spinning Zach, and ended up into the wall as well. Yeah, quite a few bumps and burrows in that one, unfortunately. Then James is back in the lobby. By the look of it, will his internet survive race 3? That is the big question. And now, of course, we have now got for this week it is a full reverse grid based on the race 2 result. So, which means that Jonesy will start on pole with Andy alongside him on row 1. Of course, from next week onwards, it will be reverse championship order. So, whoever is 14th in the championship will start on pole coming into the week, and whoever is first, which at the moment. So 2 good results so far then, so probably maybe Steph or Ron will probably be leading the championship at the moment after those 2. Probably Ron was second in race 1, he was what, 4th, 5th in that one, so...
Yeah, so he's 5th in that one, second race
1. So Ron will probably be leading the championship at the moment. So at the moment that will put him at a disadvantage for next week, but I'm sure he would rather be at the top of the points rather than starting at the sharp end for race 3. So while we do a custom grid, let's touch on what's happening tomorrow then. So it's GT1 tomorrow, back with 21st season of GT1, and it is again one of the most stacked grids we've ever had. Again, the quality of the grid just gets stronger and stronger. I remember when I first joined, and there was maybe 2 or 3 people who would realistically win a race, and now we've probably got, if anything, 14 drivers could realistically win a race this season. Obviously the ever consistent T. Smith in the mixer again, multiple time champion. Pagani as well, several times a champion in FTRL. Aaron as well has won a championship in FTRL, so we've got 3 GT1 champions on the grid. We've got former GT2 champions as well in SBY. And race winners across the board as well. I think the only people that haven't won a race in GT1 after last season would be Optimus, who hasn't raced with us yet. Ishmael, I don't believe... No, I think Ishmael has won a race, actually. I think he won in that Toyota many moons ago when he was first with us. And
I think I almost remember that, yeah.
There's one other one. I think Pine's only did 2 races, so I don't think he's won one yet either. But having raced with him on Mondays in Dusty Fossil's GTI League. I know he's a very quick boy, so I think that's only a matter of time before anytime he wins a race. And much as I would love that to be the case, unsafe, I am not at one with this Honda at the moment, so I'm not expecting miracles just yet. But we'll see. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Let's look at the calendar for GT1 then. So where are we going this season? Season info. There we go. So our calendar then. So GT1, of course, we start tomorrow night at Lago Maggiore GP circuit, sprint week, of course. So we've got 3 10-lap races. Week 2 is Deep Forest then, an endurance race, 40 laps then of Deep Forest. That's going to be a fun race. I do like Deep Forest, so maybe we'll go well there. Week 3 is Monza. Of course, everybody loves Monza. Everybody knows Monza, and that will be a hoot going into turn 1. So that could be fun. That's our second sprint week. Then week 4, we're at Trial Mountain for a second endurance season. Then we've got the special event in week 5. Week 6 then is Red Bull Ring, sprint race again. Got 13 laps around there. Then week 7 is our wet week, and we are at the Autopolis GP circuit for our third endurance race of the season. Week 8, we're at Sardinia B for the final sprint race, and then week 9 is our endurance race. And would you like to hazard a guess at which circuit we've selected for that?
Bathurst?
No, Bathurst is a special event in week 5.
Oh, that's right.
It's worse.
Spa, right?
No, that's the grand finale. That's week 10. Worse.
Oh my goodness. Le
Think
Mans,
big.
Right?
The biggest circuit on the game.
Le Mans?
Bigger.
Wait, what?
It's a German circuit.
Oh, the Nürburgring. That's right.
The Nürburgring Nordschleife. The Nordschleife is our week 9 endurance race, and there's Group 2 Honda NSX. Of course, the Group 2 Honda NSX is the Japanese Super GT 500 car. So they are faster than the Group 3s. They've got a lot more aero. They were a match for the Class 1 DTM. They kind of did a bit of a rule collaboration. Unfortunately, then the Class 1 DTM thing completely died. So Super GT stands alone still. But yeah, the cars are absolutely beautiful looking cars, massive aero kits, and they've got a absolute ton of grip, so we can throw them around. But yep, all 183 corners of it. It's unsafe. You could probably correct me on that.
Worst track on the game. Will seems very happy about it.
A massive circuit, of course. I've been there for a couple of gigs, or festivals actually, at Rock am Ring. So I've been to the circuit, but never watched a race there yet. But I have to rectify that in the not too distant future. But yeah, it's called the Green Hell, for good reason. It is an absolute monster circuit. Then so here we go then for the final race of the evening. It's the full reverse grid race. Jonesy on pole from Derek. We've got Switchback in third. Homer UK fourth. Marley, then Blue Flag, Lennon, Just Mikey, Rom, Steph, Joker, Zom, Dusty Fossil, and Anwar. We've got 5 red lights, and the final race of the evening is go. Good start from the front row. Jonesy's had a good launch as well. As they head down and towards turn. Jonesy's on the grass as he turns into turn 1. Derek thinks about a move up the inside. Oh, and knows out this. And Marley up the inside there, levering Blue Flag wide. No quarter given there from Marley. Switchback trying to get the inside of Derek. The 2 Scotsmen going wheel to wheel. And through the S's we go for the first time then. So Jonesy has got the jump and he leads, and Derek in second. Switchback in third, so the Brawn car's going well. Homer's in fourth, then we've got Marley fifth, Lennon in sixth, Blue Flag is seventh with his teammate behind him, I believe in eighth. Yep, Mikey. Then prototype Steph. Rom in ninth. Joker is in P11 with Andy trying to get the inside of him, and then we've got Dusty Fossil and Zom at the back then. So Zom's had a bit of a poor start there. Just lost the place. Under the bridge we go for the first time there. One of the Bristol Street Motors cars very wide there. Now the second Degner. Jones went a bit deep there. Home up the inside of Switchback into the hairpin. Gets the move done. Switchback still alongside there. They're still side by side as they come then through these sweeping right-handers. Switchback's got the inside, gives him a little bit of a lean. And he takes the position back then. Can Homer stay over lap? No. Switchback gets back ahead, but does he think about a move? Some tyre squealing. Who's that with Derek? Who's gone very wide. There's tyre smoke everywhere. Switchback has nowhere to go. It's into the back of him. More tyre smoke. Derek just about keeps it on the track. That switchback is through. It is a brawn 1-2. So Jonesy now leads by 1.6 seconds over his teammate then. Derek down to third, Homer in fourth, Blue Flag's now fifth with Marley sixth, Lennon is seventh. Oh, is he going to get three wide? He thought about it for a second there, trying to get between Marley and Blue Flag. And Marley, oh, contact there between Blue Flag and Marley. Lennon up the inside of Blue Flag, over the curb. They stay, oh, Blue Flag's got run about wide, contact. And now Mikey's up the inside of Lennon. And he might be about to leave another place here because Steph's in the punt now as well. And stays in P8 then. We've got Rom and Steph now side by side behind them. Joker in there as well. He thinks about making it three wide. He does make it three wide. There's contact with the back of Steph. Backs out of it. Steph hangs on. Oh, Rom's got spun around as he caught the grass on the exit of turn 2. So our probable championship leader finds himself at the very back of this one. Jonesy then still leads and still a brawn 1-2 as they come through Dunlop. Jonesy leading switchback now, the switchback pulling clear of Derek. Derek and Homer battling over the final step of the podium. That big chunk of curb. And there's had a good run there, the Red Bull car all over the back of the BWT car.
Lennon dropped a few spots, went off.
Down to P11 he goes. Degner. We've got Joker now in a rebellion sandwich as Steph gets up the inside of Mikey out of the hairpin. Mikey though hangs on to the inside, so he'll have the inside through this long sweeping right-hander. Can he get the move done? Joker's trying to slot into his slipstream. Steph though I think is still overlapped, and he's got the inside then for the first part of Spoon. He's down the inside. Joker trying to follow him through. Mikey's going to get hung out to dry a bit because Zom's trying to find a way through as well. Mikey hanging on around the outside, but Zom's through as well. So Mikey there gets shuffled wide. He's down to P10. Lights there from Zom, trying to put off Joker. And switchback meanwhile is getting the magnets on his teammate. And he's reeling him in. Boys still 1 and 2. Good points if they can hang on to this one. There is some banter going on regarding the fate of Rob Holding in the chat at the moment.
The GOAT is gone.
Yeah, but Will there with the absolute savagery of I hope his career recovers as well as his hairline.
I mean, in the background, his hairline recovered pretty damn well.
It did indeed. Homer up the inside of Derek then for P3. And that was what Sebastian Vettel did. Yeah, he left Ferrari. So then we've got a pair in the lead. Meanwhile, Homer up to P3 then. So he now heads both of the BWT boys. Derek ahead of Marley. Blue Flag trying to close in as well. Steph in 7th. Zomlar's 8th ahead of Lennon now. So ahead of a couple of places there. Joker slipped back a couple maybe. Back in 10th.
Yeah, Joker slipped back a few.
Yeah, just a fossil there. Then we've got Mikey down in 12th. I think he's had off somewhere. We've got Andy with him. And Rom recovering after his spin.
Maybe up to inside.
Side by side then under the tunnel. Oh, but he's got half a second penalty. I wonder if that's the inside of one of the Degners. Maybe you're cutting too much corner there.
Yeah, it looked like the inside of the second Degna.
Maybe, yeah.
If you take too much curb there.
James is then doing a good job so far. Still leading this one. However, the man on the move now is Homer. Having cleared Derek, he's now setting off, chasing after switchback. And he's got that gap down to under a second, so Homer on the charge. Now, I think we only saw him for 1 week last season in the Suzukis. He was at the Nürburgring. And had a solid week then. I think he's showing his pace in this one. Just kicking a bit of dust there, so he's right on the limit of the straight there. Now you don't want to be getting dirt in your tyres going to 130R because you may find that your car does not want to do as it's told. Dirty tyres are a problem for a couple of corners in this game. We've got there. We've got Zom and Lennon going at it into the chicane, and Joker back in this as well. So this battle's not over. Dusty Fossil watching brief just behind them. Will want to know where the hell his teammate has gone and why is he so far back. There's the reigning GT2 champion around the outside of Zom into turn 1. That's a very good move. He can hang on to that. Zom though fighting back. Can Lennon hang on though, because he'll have the inside for the S's. They are still side by side. Still side by side. I think though. He's going to make a shot. Yeah, Lennon's got it done. Great move there from Lennon.
Done. Wow.
Outstanding move. Fully committed there. Very respectful racing from those two. Dusty Fossil now trying to buy into this as well. Let's see what's going on up the front then. So it's still as you were then. Switchback closing in on his teammate. Put a couple of tenths back into Homer now. Derek still clinging on in 4th, going well in this one. And Holly hanging on in P5, and Lisa doing a good job in P6. Then Steph's also now starting to close the gap. I mean, cleared that pack behind then. Yeah, we're all saying Lennon must have heard him because he's got that move done and is now moving forwards again. Fossil is ahead of Joker now as well in P10. Andy up to P12. Rum's now 30, so Monkey's had a drama somewhere. So Monkey not getting the clean run he had in the last race, fortunately. Jonesy got his lead, meanwhile, momentarily back up to a second, but he's had a really poor spoon and Switchback is now in slipstream range. So we might see the Brawn car start to battle hit. 1.2 seconds over Homer. They'd be well advised to try and work together for a little bit and try and stay clear and sort it out between themselves at the end. In fact, they both had a poor chicane there and Homer is on them, so we've got 3 for the lead. Spread out a little bit further back, so we've got Rob and Andy together. But yeah, the back for the lead's now the one to watch then. So we've got 3 cars within a second. Now what's Switchback going to do here? Is he going to try and be rear gunner for his teammate? Lennon is somehow typing in the chat while racing. I mean, I'm not unimpressed, Lennon, but you maybe should focus on not going off. Just a thought.
That's actually very impressive. P8 and typing in chat.
Oh, we're up the inside of Switchback into Dunlop. That's a very opportunistic move, and he's got it done. So Homer there, caught Switchback unawares. What a move! That's not an overtaking place normally. Homer very much there, made that work. So he splits the Brawn pair. Now Switchback needs to start attacking him, holding him up, trying to let Josie get away again into the second half of this race. BWT cars also starting to close in as well. So, and Steph is getting ever closer in P7. Blue flag with a half-second penalty. Top 6 covered by 4 seconds, and just over 4 seconds. Although blue flag will drop back towards Steph with this half-second penalty. He's going to serve in a moment. Second covering the front 3. Homer's a little bit wide.
Jonesy a little wide as well.
Homer's wide and Switchback's on him again. Unsafe there, just saying Brawn's leading Red Bulls is a bit 2009 F1, isn't it? Switchback there. Oh, was there contact there? Some smoke got kicked up. Oh, Homer's out over the AstroTurf. Has to be careful on the brakes here. He might have a bit of dust on his tyres. I guess it stopped. Jonesy has just opened that gap up again. I don't know if there was a little bit of contact there, or Homer just caught the dust on the outside as he turned into 130R. Very tactical battle, and Derek doing a good job in P4. He's in a bit of no man's land now. Marley's now fending off the advances and gives blue flag the indicators, and blue flag's going to go down the inside into turn 1 there. That was very cooperative of him there. Maybe words from the GT1 boys about that. And Steph is now very much there as well then, so your top 7 are covered by just under 6 seconds. Crying faces from Witchell there. Lennon has got a little bit clear of this group then. Dusty Fossil has cleared Zonwa, meanwhile, for P9. Now Joker's back on the attack. And Rom and Andy are side by side of the S's. Rom getting through. So we'll go back up to the lead then on lap 6 of 8. Jonesy still leading, he then is led from pole. Personal best this time then in sector 1. That's a bit actually sector 2, isn't it? Switchback still there, so the top 3 have kind of pulled away again now. And Steph is now on the back of Marley in 7th, so we've got 3 for the lead, and the podium is at the moment sorted, unless Derek, Blue Flag, Marley and Prototype Steph can get their act together and close them down. The gap between Switchback and Derek is 2.6 seconds, and so provided they don't go off, this should be our podium, but in what order is it going to finish? What's the prediction, Brad?
I think we're going to see Homer, Jonesy, Switchback. I think Homer's going to pull it off.
So.
And you?
Jonesy is very difficult to overtake when he wants to be, as I found out at Brands Hatch a couple of seasons ago.
Internet is still a factor as well.
There is that, yes, Switchback wide. And he needs to stop doing that, because we saw how productive that can be. In fact, he's dropped out of slipstream range of Hoban out, so that might mean he is consigned to P3. Will just pointed out that Zach has spot Zach wrong on his car. I don't think he did that delivery. I think that's probably Tom's work almost.
That's funny.
So we kind of got 2 for the lead, and Jonesy got that lead back up then to just under a second, so he's out of slipstream range at the moment, which could be key. So I think Jonesy might hang on for this. I think it's going to stay as it is. Background there, Derek still giving chase, but he's now got Blue Flag closing in on him in the lead of the Bristol Street Motors cars. And Marley's now got the Rebellion car of Steph all over the back of him as well. So the BWT cars are both under attack here. So try and hold on to P4 and P6. Lennon and Dusty Fossil together as well. And Joker still battling as well. Norm has got clear of Andy. And Mikey is not hooked up this race at all. Their lap times there well off the pace, so Mikey's struggling a little bit in this one, unfortunately. Coming back together again. So Switchback has started to close back in again. Thought he might have been out of it, but with about 1.5 laps to go. They're all just outside of slipstream range of each other at the moment.
It might take just one little mistake from somebody to cause a position change. They all seem
Switchback's off
again.
Oh, he's going to struggle to get back on there. He's going to spin. He is. Oh no! And Derek hits him.
Derek's hit him?
Yeah, Derek hit him. He didn't go because he was still. Oh, Switchback has thrown away a podium. As Steph goes down the inside of Marley as they head up towards T130R. Oh, Zach's going to be kicking himself for that then. Marley's trying to hang on around the outside, but he's very wide there at 130R. Through goes Steph up to P5. So then we've got a 2-car battle for the lead. And he's just got back into slipstream range then for the final lap. So here we go then. 1 more lap to go. In the background as well, Derek battling Blue Flag for the final step of the podium. If Derek can get a debut week podium, I think there'll be a lot of happy people. One of which will definitely be Aaron. Aaron's going to be furious. His teammate is going to take points, or take the podium away from Derek, which is ironic because it's Aaron's teammate. So let's see, Aaron, how do you feel about this? Would you rather Derek get the podium or Blue Flag?
Probably going to say Derek.
I'm more than likely going to say Derek, yeah. Jonesy then still in the lead, but that gap's now just half a second. Homer has got the magnets on this final lap. He's pushing hard. Oh, he's kicks up some dirt at the outside of Dunlop there. He is pushing hard. Back to Steve Fossil's got ahead of Lennon. Oh, Lennon's had it off somewhere again, has he? He is. Lennon's off. Lennon's down to P12 in front of his teammate then, so Lennon's been off again. Further back. Oh yeah, Aaron's called Derek. So Aaron wants Derek for the podium. Here we go then, out of the hairpin we go. Jonesy still leads, but it's 0.4 of a second. Can Homer get close enough to have a go on this last lap then? Coming to Spoon, he's not going to be close enough here. Can he get closer? Get a run out of
run down the straight.
Spoon, yeah, looking to 130R into the final chicane. He's right there now. I think Jones is going to get
better run.
Better run, yeah. Jones had a better run out the corner.
Jonesy has, yeah.
However, with the slipstream, when's he going to start taking effect now? So now he's closing again. Jones has gone defensive. Doesn't need to at this stage. Into 130R. Who's going to be bravest? Both on the curbs. Oh, I think Jones has done enough here. I don't think Homer's going to be close enough.
Through there.
Just got to get the chicane right now. Gets it stopped. Gets it turned. Oh, Homer's sent it across the curves, but not close enough. Terrible camera. Oh, he's got half second penalty as well, so that's going to confirm. But then Jonesy then is your race 3 winner from Homer. Great battle between those two. Blue flag will come home for a second podium of the night ahead of Steph. Then Marley's down to 5th. I wanted to Derek on the last lap. He's down to 6th. Switchback is 7th. Dusty Fossil is 8th. Joker is 9th. Rom recovers the P10 after that early spin. Zom, after his heroics in race 1, gets a P11 in race 2. Andy there just letting Lennon through for P12 and 13. And it's not been a good race for Mikey in this one after that great second race he had. But he has carried on going through this game for the final time. Very nearly goes off on the outside of the final corner. And across the line then, and he is our final finisher in the third race then. So there you have it then. Victory for Jonesy and Braun in race 3 then. So we've got victories for Blue Flag, for Dusty Fossil and for Jonesy in week 1. They're all going to be very happy bunnies with their night's work. And that then brings the action for this evening to the end. At the end. We're done. That's it. Show's over. Aaron is fuming about that. About Derek not getting a podium, I assume.
It's gotta be.
So that's it. Week 1 done, and on to the next week go then. So of course we are back tomorrow night for our third installment of GT action. This time it's the GT1 boys from Lago Maggiore. So please do join Switchback and a to be confirmed other commentator for that one. Thank you very much for tonight, Brett. How did you find that one?
Yeah, that was fun. It was a great time, and hopefully I will be back in the future to join you. But great racing. Was cool seeing, especially in that second race, some of the new rules that have been brought in to make the grid even closer. And I'm looking forward as we go forward into the weeks.
Yeah, so anybody stand out for you this week, or a bit too early to tell?
Homer looked very impressive. I know that second race he didn't get a great result, but being one of the newer names, it was cool to see a new name in there. And then also, I think Rom coming back. I think he's going to be a force this season as well.
Yeah, very much so. So Marley in there, apologising for a couple of the incidents there. He enjoyed himself, and Derek as well. Absolutely loving life in FTRL after his debut week. Congratulations to you tonight. Good results for you too in there as well. So thank you very much to everybody for joining the stream. Much appreciated. If you haven't already liked it before you go, please do so. And as I mentioned already, back tomorrow 8:30 again for GT1. I will be on track. Brad, you will be watching at home, I assume.
Yes, I will be watching.
Absolutely. Good stuff, right? So we will see everybody tomorrow then. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you again tomorrow evening.